Hi Holly, I want to thank you for sending in your samples for us to test on the Tippmann die cutting presses. I've assembled a couple of different styles of die here. These are clicker dies, which are 1.25 inches high, and these are the ones we make in-house. Now this die here is a steel rule die that we've had a sample die made for someone else, and this is mounted in acrylic so you can see through it. This is for placement on top of your material. Now I've cut a couple of samples offline here, and this is the results you're going to get when you use a steel ruled die. You get a nice clean cut around the edges. Now I did 4 layers at a time, so you can get 4 pieces with each steel ruled die pattern. Now I've got another steel ruled die pattern here. It's not an acrylic. It's got 3 different little cloud patterns in it. And I'm going to go ahead and try to cut 2 layers of that on the press here. We've got 2 layers here. And I've got a scrap piece of paper underneath the material just to give it a little bit better biting ability on the material itself. And we're going to set this down like this, and then we're going to slide it in. Bring it back out. As you can see, it cut through the paper and everything just fine. But the only reason I put the paper down there was to get it that extra cutting ability. And as you can see, the cut edges come out really, really clean. They're not jagged. They're just as smooth as the pattern itself. Now, with the clicker dies, we're going to get a little bit different type of cut. Now, also with these, the die blade is a lot higher, so you have to change your cutting boards for this type of die. So we're going to slide that board over and put a thinner cutting board down for the clicker dies. Now I've done a couple samples offline here also, and for the best cutting ability, you're only going to be able to get 4 at a time also with these. Now I did do 8 circles, but that's just with 1 die. That's not with multiple dies. I'm going to go ahead and do them with 1 die at a time right here. And we're going to fold them up and do 4 at a time for you. Now this one, I did not use a piece of paper on the bottom, if you noticed. And this is the result. It doesn't quite get through that last layer. Just has a little bit of hard time getting through the corners. So I want to show you the difference between using that and a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper, any scrap paper is fine, plastic paper bags, anything like that. Now you can set the same die on the same stack of material with the piece of paper on it. And you can see the cutting difference with just that piece of paper makes. It gets that last piece cut out completely, and all the pieces come out nice and clean with no jagged edges. That's the difference between the cutting without a piece of paper and cutting with a piece of paper. Just that little bit makes a difference. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take multiple layers. I've got about 5 sheets here left. We're going to go ahead and do 5 with 2 different types of steel ruled dies. Now I'm going to go ahead and put, this is our little house pattern that we have for steel ruled dies. And I'm going to use the other one that I did the sample on earlier. We're going to place them both on here. And we do have to change our cutting board again. And I'm also going to use another piece of paper. Now you can use paper bags, copy paper. This is just some sample stuff that I've had sitting around, so we're going to take this, 5 layers, set it down on our cutting board, we'll slide it in. As you can see, 5 layers. Cut out very, very cleanly with the 2 steel rule dies in there. That's the difference between the clicker die and a steel rule die. You can get more of a cutting power on the edges to get cleaner cuts. Along with you see the radiuses are nice and clean on those edges. So I'll go ahead and send you this video and we'll discuss what you would like to do. Thank you.